jellyfish.
It does feel good. It does.
Boom. What? Oh, yeah, I think so, yeah. Good point. He's supposed to be back at the thing at 4 o'clock. Oh, 5.
A representative of the state of Massachusetts and the grandfather of future President John F.
There's like 14 miles of road.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. Over. Thank you.
I think people just made their own
Okay. No, I saw you. Yeah.
That's the building on center, I guess. And there it is. Oh, we didn't climb it. We're too tired. We gotta walk back to the Freedom Trail. Here's the Freedom Trail.
Yeah.
We gotta follow the the red brick road.
You're welcome. Baseballs at them, they were poking, they were swearing, they were even yelling, "Go ahead, fire, fire!" One of them soldiers panicked, fired, 5 people dead. The State House tour is a wonderful tour, so if you like it, this is a good start. This is start 6. This is one of the few that's active. That's Ted Williams. Some people consider him the greatest hitter of all time. The next guy with the hat in the ear, that's Kyle Yastrzemski, a really nice guy, a potato farmer from Maine. Won the Triple Crown, American League. The 4 statues ahead of us, based on a book by John Halberstam of the 1940s baseball the Red Sox team. Left to right, Ted Williams, Johnny Pesky, Bobby Dewar, and Don DiMaggio. Don DiMaggio was Joe DiMaggio's little brother.
All the red numbers on the wall to our left are all retired Red Sox player numbers, except for 42. 42 is retired all over baseball. Good for you. You know what you say? Folks, if you look down Lansdowne Street, the very bottom to the left, the seats sticking out, those are the green monster seats. That's left field. Those seats go for $300 a piece. Good for you. Who's that little boy in the baby going? Good for you, folks. July 4th, see this barge on our left? They're going to load this barge up with fireworks. The Boston Pops are going to play at the half show. They're going to light up the fireworks. Everybody's going to play music. This is how we celebrate our freedom.
That's, you know, street wall right over the doorways. By the way, that building has a toy, you go in next door. On your right is the Trinity Church.
Tall building to our right is the tallest building in Boston. John Hancock building, 60 stories high. Post stops 10.
Anyway, Massachusetts outlawed slavery in 1788, 100 years before the Civil War ended it. So what's being depicted there is the Massachusetts 54th Regiment marching down this street on May 16, 1863, heading to Battery Wagner, South Carolina.
Okay, welcome to Boston Harbor. This is the Little Mystic Reserve Channel. This was part of the U.S. Navy channel that was here in Boston Harbor when the, you might feel above him, the great navigational skills of our captain.
High tide in this area drops off approximately 10 feet. So if you come here when you see high tide, I wrote it down.
And Dawson went on to complete the famous Midnight Ride. However, it was Henry Wadsworth Longfellow that wrote the poem, The Midnight Ride of Paul Revere, that got Revere all of the fame. The 5 victims of the Boston Massacre are in there. 3 signers of the Declaration of Independence, Samuel Adams, John Hancock, and Robert Treat Paine. Now, you may not have heard of Robert Treat Paine, because it's just a footnote in the history books these days, but Paine was the Crown prosecutor that prosecuted the British soldiers for the Boston Massacre off the coast of Nova Scotia. And cannonballs from Erie bounced right off of her sides. If you're going to be in town on Friday, she is going to be towed to the mouth of the...
The other reason why they do it, to remain the commissioned vessel, they have to travel a minimum 1 mile. So if you're here at sunset tonight, about 8:30, when they lower the ensign and the colors, they fire off the cannons. And that's a great show they put on. And if you're here at 8 o'clock in the morning, they don't want to wake up Charlestown too early. When they raise the colors of the ensign, they fire off the cannon. So it's quite a show they put on here if they're around here at that time frame. Over here on our starboard side, our right side, this is Coast Guard, 1st District. They patrol from the Canadian border all the way down to New York. They're part of Homeland Security, so they took on quite a bit of responsibility. They work closely with DEA, which is drug enforcement, immigration, customs, and also they went down to Haiti. They're not just restricted to this area. They went down there to help out. They made fresh water for the people. They have one of the deepest dry docks in the East Coast up there. They used to bring a lot of aircraft carriers. If you get down to New York, that carrier, the Tibbet, that was actually stationed over here. The Wasp was in here during its heyday. Now that's home of the Black Falcon Cruise Terminal. Cruise is becoming very popular in this area. They served over 300,000 passengers last year. They have a cruise once a week that goes to Bermuda. The building with all the flags on it, that's the World Trade Center. That was Ellis Island. We're the closest ice-free deep port to the mother country, Europe. So all the clipper ships, the schooners used to come in and out of here on those goods. Anybody with any diseases was processed through there, typically back then, TB. There was no medical cure, so they quarantined them, which part of it. It only cost you maybe $600 a month to live on it. They have all the amenities, cable TV, running water, everything. But still, we get 5 feet, 6 feet of snow, average temperatures in the teens, and we get a lot of ice. They shrink wrap it. They use a clear plastic. It acts like a hothouse effect, if you will. All you need is a small space heater down below. He was actually growing tomatoes on his deck during the winter months. That's how comfortable those houseboats are. And that's a biotech lab for Mass General. But in its heyday, when the Navy owned it, they built wooden ships in there. We still use wooden ships, a big part of our Navy. Anybody have any idea why? Any Navy guys on board? Normally it takes three tugboats. If you look over here by that white mountain, that drawbridge, that's Chelsea Creek. That's where all the oil tankers, gasoline tankers go up there. Now they'll have 3 tugboats, 2 in the front, 1 in the stern. The guy in the stern is always pulling back in reverse.
Now the moment of truth has arrived.
We hope.
We hope. And we made it. Terra firma. You look over here, you'll see the auto port. You see all these vehicles being staged for distribution throughout the area. Very expensive automobiles over here. So all stored. Those are the most corrosive thing known to mankind.
Mom, listen.
listen to the music. What horror movies from this? What horror movies from this?
Jason. I saw it before you did.
Yeah, we saw the good one.
Stay in the middle. Because the guy's gonna probably walk through. He is gonna walk through. Well, then I want to sit here.
Oh my god.
Come here, give me kissing. Get to go with daddy.
Yeah, this you're not gonna like this. Stop it.
Find yourself a nice good spot on the grass, because what I want to show you is this right here. Come on in. Everyone try to get in front of it. I want everyone to get a good look. This might be the most interesting thing you see in any graveyard ever. Take a good look. This is a triple stone. That's very rare. And it belongs to the Worthy Lake family. That's George Worthy Lake. His wife Anne, and their little daughter Ruth. And folks, they are all buried together. Well, because they all died together. Now, if you cut down those trees over there, you'd see out across the harbor, all the way out to Little Brewster Island. That's home of Boston Light, the country's last manned lighthouse. And George here, he was hired to run it. He was hired to run it because he had excellent maritime skills, which was absolutely necessary for the frequent trips he had to make back to Boston for supplies. And it was on one of those trips that disaster struck. Now, it was a day like any other. George, he loaded up the boat, he prepped it for sail, and she wanted to come along, do some grocery shopping. Little Ruth just wanted a ride. And they set sail that day, and left their older daughter, Anna, on the beach. She wanted to spend the day there, play in the water, collect seashells, have a nice day out. But it started to get late, and a gale blew into Boston Harbor, and Anna, she started to worry about her family. She wandered down to the shore as far as she could. She waded out into the water as far as she could. She strained her eyes against the horizon. Well, there they were. Well, they were fine. They were coming back. They were smiling. They were happy. They were waving. And then suddenly, inexplicably, the boat flipped over and sank. Now, there were rough seas out that day, but it was nothing that George couldn't handle. And all three of them were accomplished swimmers, yet not a single one of them made it back to shore. In fact, Anna said that the last thing she saw of her family were their arms desperately clutching at thin air before getting sucked under. Now, I'm sure you can tell, along with being very beautiful, this stone was also very...
Haunted?
Oh, no. Expensive indeed. Yes, but this is the grave of one William Clark. Now, he was a man of means. He could afford something this nice. Now, hold on a second. Who's this? Who's this Sam Winslow person? I'll tell you, he was someone who appreciated this stone too. He wanted it for himself, but he did not have to kind of scratch to buy something this nice. Fortunately for him, back in his day, they had options. He tipped a gravedigger a couple bucks to plant him right here, right on top of William Clark. Believe it or not, this sort of thing was not uncommon. In fact, it happened so often it even had a name. Tombstone speculation. And I for one applaud the idea. I mean, everyone needs a good place to take a dirt nap, and well, hell, gravediggers, they're just working stiffs. They work with stiffs, and well, they could use a couple extra bucks, right? Well, it did get a little out of hand. Now, say you're a gravedigger back in the day. You're hired to plant somebody on top of somebody else. Now, you dig down there and you find bones, well, your job is simple. Stamp those bones down to powder, put the new body on top, and you're all done. If you find something a little more fresh, on the other hand, You're in a bit of a pickle, aren't you? I mean, what are you gonna do? Reach down into that muck and grab that stinking, slimy, worm-ridden corpse, drag it out of the ground, and throw it over your shoulder and carry it all the way down to the river with the maggots sprinkling in your face? Yeah, probably not, right? No. What they did was they put the fresh ones on top of the fresh ones. On top, there are places in this graveyard where bodies were stacked 9 high. And in fact, they say, just to give you an idea of the kind of biomass we are standing on right now, when they first opened the graveyard, it was street level. Remember how I told you, all that brick over there is brand new by comparison to the brick around it? Well, there's a good reason for that. Because back in the 90s, a torrential downpour, probably kind of like the one we're going to have tonight, went washing through here and took out that side of the graveyard, and hundreds upon hundreds of bodies came spilling out and slid all the way down the street into the harbor. It was the sickest water slide ever created.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, come in, come in. Don't be shy, don't like Allow me to properly introduce myself. My name is Franklin Lynch. If you couldn't already tell, I'm a bit of a freak. Oh, and so, like any tortured youth, I ran away from home, and I met someone. See, he was like a mentor to me, a father figure. He was a ringmaster in a circus, and he gave me a job as a professional freak, and it was wonderful. As every single night I'd go before the audience, I would cry blood, do my ghoulish deeds, and everyone would love me. However, there was one person who was always better than me. One person that no matter what I did, people always laughed at him more, applauded for him more, loved him more. And that was the ringmaster himself. So I asked him one day, I said, "Hey Dad, can I be a ringmaster too one day, can I please?" And he said, "No! You're a freak, Frank. That's what you are, that's what you'll always be, is a freak, nothing more." Well, that night, I went to his room. And I saw his smiling, sleeping face. And I took his staff that sat in the corner every single night after every single performance. Isn't this a nice little staff? It's beautiful, right? What do you think I did to him with it? I killed him with it! No one made fun of me after that. Oh, no one made fun of little old Frank. Especially when he donned the ringmaster's clothes as his own. Especially when he was found giggling in the corner. And especially when he was hanged for this misdeed. But here I am now, and here you guys are. A ringmaster with an audience in a circus! You guys are like, oh no, don't like where this is going. Well, let's try something, okay? Can I do in death what I couldn't in life? Can I be a ringmaster for all of you? Fulfill my lifelong dream. Can I do that for you guys?
Sure.
Yeah. You don't die.
Oh, well, we'll get to that in a second. I mean, they kept that really underground, away from public view. No one ever visits there anymore. Everyone knows about the Salem witch trials. And everyone also knows that during those horrible times, 18 people were hanged. One person had a rather unique death. His name was Giles Corey. When Giles Corey saw us, people were accused of witchcraft. They would go before the court to plead innocent, make their case, for which they were condemned, hanged. And he saw us, they changed their tactics a bit. They started to plead guilty, beg for forgiveness, for which they were condemned, hanged. This wasn't working out. So, when the accusative finger pointed straight at 80-year-old Giles Corey, not saying they were 80 years old, so you're just kind of standing right there, he came up with a brilliant idea. Not to plead. See, if you don't plead, you can't be condemned. If you don't condemn, well, you can't be hanged. And this is the lawyers into a frenzy. What do we do about this guy? How do we extract this plea from him? It's gonna hit you over the head and your brain's gonna splatter all over them. You gotta do me a favor, because there's a lot of police around. Don't scream! Ah! Oh, hi there!
Oh, whoa.
Oh, good. You know, just giving out high fives, right? High fives. There you
Yeah, right.
Not fighting.
Okay. You're about to kill everyone, weren't you?
I was. I thought, you know, you left them here. They belong to me now. So
I see. Well, you kind of can't do that. We took a little contract. We are kind of obligated to take them to the end of the tour.
Well, I don't think they'll mind if there's not too many people. And as it happens, I actually left a chainsaw here from last night. If you can go find it, I'll be back by the afternoon.
Okay.
So if you
I'm gonna go for you first. I'm gonna get your head first.
way over in that corner, totally far away from it, so we can't see us all running off. Let's run before he finds out there's no chainsaw.
Now that's just torture. Right there.
Come on.
Get over, no? They're not going very fast.